makes. What's happening, people? Bob. I'll try and wave to everyone as much as I can. Happy Sunday. I'm good. Billy. What's happening? Got Kev on today. This one's been a long time in the making. Karate Kev's in the house. Yes, yeah.
I'm in the house.
What's happening?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, apologies. It's been months in the making, but we're here. We made it.
We did, huh? We did. That's all right. I remember when we first met. It was at the Clash. True.
Yeah, Upper Sainside. Yeah, that was a good
Yeah,
day.
Mark. Yeah, man. Mark introduced us, and it was like I remember the first thing he said. He goes, "Don't worry about me." He goes, "You got to get this guy on your show." And then we started talking, and then he goes, "You two got to do a song together as well, Wogs and Asians and that." And I was like, when I asked a guy rap, and you told me, "Oh, I did one song," And then that's when I just knew who you were. Like,
Yeah, I had one scene and then I retired, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's a good song. It's a great song.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
How's things been?
Good, man. I'm actually just have a little staycation in Sydney. It's obviously like less hectic than Melbourne, so we got a bit more freedom with what we do,
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just chilling, working hard. 111 boys got an album coming up. Nerve, always busy, dropping shit left, right, and center. So yeah, just staying busy on all fronts.
Sweet as, brother. For my people that are just joining, I ask everyone, if you want, introduce yourself and let everyone know what you do for a living and stuff.
Yeah, yes, I guess mainly now I manage 111 and I manage Nerve. I think most people who are into hip hop locally would probably know them. So that's kind of like my main job nowadays. And then I got a magazine called Filter.
Yes.
Yeah, where we do just kind of interviews and cover kind of like hip hop from the more emerging side or the more independent side. We got an interview series on there. We've had heaps of cunts on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Well, by the way.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's just like the content, like me as a hip hop fan, I want to see, Yeah, so we had heaps of people on the show. We had, HP boys from Melbourne, obviously. Last week, before that, we had Forte, Enter, 1-4, Chilling It, Husky, kind of all those guys. So yeah, kind of really just trying to capture. I feel like the scene's like the most exciting it's been, in a long time right now. So just trying to capture what's going on here, as accurately as we can.
No, that's good, man. That's good. Now, the first question I ask all my guests is, when you were in primary school, right, before you started like full getting into sneakers and stuff like that, was there a shoe when you were young, like say maybe grade 5, grade 6, whatever, that you seen someone wear and you thought, wow, I wish I had that shoe?
It was weird. It was weird for me. Like when I was really young, when I was super, super young, my parents were buying us fresh shit without even knowing it was fresh. You know what I mean? Like if you look back, like I can send you, we got photos of me and my brother in like, Puma fleece quarter zips, Adidas snap track pants and Air Max 96s in the scream greens and shit, and like my parents were just buying us that shit, but they didn't even know that it was like fresh or anything. They just like, they must have just seen it at like, whatever store was around in like 94 or 95. They just saw it around and they was like, fuck it, we'll just, this looks like a sturdy shoe or whatever. Now looking back on how crazy that was, that me and my brother had original 96s in scream green and shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, kind of like accidentally, we were always kind of into like sneakers that way. But it's probably when I was about, like 14, 15. That's probably high school by then, I was probably like year 9 or year 10 or something. I had a lot of friends that were like, working at Foot Locker at the time, just casual retail after school on weekends. So I had heaps of friends that worked at Foot Locker. I had heaps of mates that, like the more kind of, I guess, like lad side of shit. So, like people were rocking BWs heavy back then, 95s, all that shit. So I guess it's through my mates then that like I was getting into kind of that's kind of why I gravitated more towards Air Max, because they all worked at Foot Locker. And Foot Locker back then, bro, like, fuck, like 06, 07 was like, wow. You know, the amount they had.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, B Dub. I know you love B Dubs. I actually pulled these out for you
Oh,
because
yeah?
it's fun out when I sent you the photo of these.
Oh, fuck yeah, the brown leather joints, yeah. They're hard,
Yeah,
bro. Yeah.
yeah. These are from '07.
Yeah. So they'd be kind of on their last legs now, eh? Like, yeah.
Ah, it's still all right, man.
Still all right? Yeah.
Yeah, I got my mate showed me this trick. I heat up the air bubble every now and then, and it makes it turn clear.
Yeah, it clears the air bubble when you put a hair dryer on it. Yeah.
Yeah, but the trick, my mate had these stashed, so but I wear these at least once a week around the house to keep it
Yeah.
bendy. I have them wrapped up, but yeah, they are on. Yeah, they're on the. As you can see, there's a lot of cracking and stuff, but the sole's still sick, man. You know what I mean? But it's just a good shoe to have, you know.
Man, I swear those BWs, like that little fucking paint bit on the midsole, would just crack on the first wear every single fucking time. I
Yeah,
remember there was a storage city called Espionage that used to sell all the heat, like when I was younger. I remember rolling in there, like, fuck, it must have been like 2008 or something. I remember rolling in there, getting the Persian, they re-released the Persians that year. And I
yeah.
remember in as the delivery man was cutting them in. And I got my size straight away, put them straight on foot. First step, the midsole just fucking all the paint just cracked. But that was kind of part of the beauty of it, that it was just shit.
Yeah. What can you do? You can't do nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, but no one's gonna say nothing anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. Like, I wore this at a gig. You know that Australian wide gig that all the younger guys was on.
Apocalypse.
Which one?
Apocalypse tour?
That's it.
Yeah.
I hosted one in Melbourne, and I wore these. And no one, like, people were freaking out. Like, when Mitchell seen these, he's like, what the fuck are they? Like, he knew they were B-dubs, but, like, they were freaking. Yeah. Like, B-dub's my favorite Air Max.
100, same. People normally think like I am like a 95 guy, but BWs was like, you know, the first Air Max that I was fully fucking into. Like I was saying, like 06, 07, maybe 08, like BWs were just getting fucking smashed, you know, like, especially the ones with the puffy tongue.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the tongue used to be like that thick on them, you know what I mean? And just like the swoosh so big, so good. Like that's just like, it's, you know, I think that's a good thing about shoes. It just reminds you of like a time, you know what I mean? And when I about like BWs and shit, like 06, 07, when I would have just finished high school then, was going out heaps, you know, just having fun, doing all stupid teenage shit. And just like BWs just like reminds me of all that stuff, you know?
Yeah. So I love the B-dub, man. Is that what was the first Air Max that you actually paid for yourself?
B-dubs.
It was B-dub, yeah, because I've seen in your photo a lot of your collection. You have a lot of B-dubs, which I think is awesome because you know a lot of these days gravitate to the TNs and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with TNs, you know what I mean? But like they're not my favorite shoe, but like there's so much more, you know what I mean? In the TN, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I was talking to Genter about it like not that long ago on Instagram DM because he found a dude on eBay who was selling like all these crazy old BWs in my size, and he's a mad cunt, so he linked me through. Shout out to Posse Shots, Denta.
yes, shouts to all the.
Yeah, he linked me through, and we were just talking about it, and you know, like you said, people talk about TNs, you know, as like the staple Australian shoe, but BWs, like, yeah, fucking 13 years ago or whatever, they were getting smashed. Like everyone loved BWs, but they don't really like, people love them obviously, and you know, Persians and you know, Marines and whatever, people love them, but they don't have that same cult aura about it that the TN has, you know. Which I think
it doesn't, man. Like back in the day here, the Melbourne shoes, like especially if you were in the graph scene, like obviously people wore Reeboks and everyone wore what they liked, you know what I mean? But it was 87s. Then when the 90s came out, the infrareds, like you'd see people, you'd know if you seen someone walking down the street with a Kathmandu vest on and a pair of, you know what I mean? You know, or female, you know what I mean? Like chicks wore, my missus wore 87s and 90s hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And BWs. And but yeah, they are, man, they're classic shoes. And what else I was gonna say? You're a fan of Jordans. I've seen you got some killer Jordans as well in your collection.
Yeah, I kind of went reverse because I was never into Jordans until like later years, I don't know, like, you know, like most Asian kids, you know, like they're heavy into Jordans and Air Force and shit. I wore Air Forces heaps when I was younger, but not Jordans till lately. And the only Jordans I really rock now are kind of like 11s. They're the only ones I really like.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like a bit too chunky for me. So sometimes I feel like, you know, it's just a bit too wide, you know, because I like most of the clothing I tend to wear is like pretty slim, you know. So I
Yeah,
don't want to,
yeah.
yeah, like I don't really rock baggy shit that much. But like, yeah, like I like 11s and Air Force Ones a lot when I was younger. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's funny because here in Melbourne, every Asian I knew in Melbourne here wore B Dubs. That was the
Yeah.
Vietnamese, yeah, that was like the Vietnamese shoe. You know what I mean? Them and Timberland boat shoes. You know, like that was, yeah,
Yeah.
that was the
I guess,
style.
yeah, I guess for me, I'm talking about like, you know, like international student aesthetic, you know, like
Yeah, yeah,
orders with like a fucking Balenciaga jumper or some shit, you know. I don't know. I never really got into that stuff too much, you know. I never
yeah.
really got into never really got into the high end stuff. Like the only like design issue I have is like the Prada America's Cup, which is like not even really like it's not that, you know, chunky fashion aesthetic, you know. Like I was never into those Balenciaga triple S's and shit really.
No, I don't really like that, man. Like myself, you know.
Yeah,
I,
it's just a bit much. Yeah, but Prada America's Cup, like my mate Pete, so shout out to my mate Pete. He just fucking convinced me to buy them one day. He's like, bro, you got to get these, you got to get these. And I just bought them on a whim one day. And actually, I wear them more than fucking Nikes now, you know? Like,
I,
it's like my everyday shoe, Prada America's Cup. Not as comfy, but it's just like nice, simple white shoe. Like, you can't really go wrong with it, you know?
I've never seen it, man. But after this, send me a photo if you
Yeah,
can.
definitely. There's nothing special about them, but I guess that's just me, bro. Like, you know, my taste is changing a bit. When I was young, when I was a bit younger, people I guess knew me just for having the fucking craziest 95s, like big colors and shit. And nowadays, more I'm just, you know, a bit more plain and normal. Yeah.
I remember years ago. See, that's the thing, man. One of my mates, Burko, he was one of the only dudes I knew that wore 95s
Yeah.
years ago. You know what I mean? And then, like, not that long ago, all of a sudden they blew up
Yeah.
again. And I remember, like, not many people wore them back in the day. Like, people loved them, but then they gravitated to, you know, the other Air Max. And now all of a sudden, like, the 95s are almost as big as TNs, sort of, in a way. Like, you see, like, heaps of people wear them, you know?
Yeah.
Which,
I think, I don't know if it directly has to correlate to it, but I think definitely, you know, a few years ago when Skepta and Stormzy started becoming kind of like that global level artist, they started taking that kind of look, you know, like a bit more worldwide. That maybe had something to do with people wearing 95. And, you know,
that,
Jake obviously coming here, you know, their expansion has been fucking crazy. It's just been like crazy to watch, you know, how they've kind of taken over every corner of you know, not only sneakers, but I guess on kind of like the artist side of things, you know, they get very heavily involved with like, you know, the hip hop scene and locally and stuff like that. Like, as I'm sure everyone knows, you know, you got Instagram and everyone's got a fucking pair of shoes from JD or whatever. So,
yeah, yeah.
JD bringing in the 95 range, I guess, heavier than Foot Locker did. Foot Locker does. It probably has something.
Have you got any shoes on hand that you'd like to show?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm on a staycation, so I don't have the full thing, but
Oh,
I just
that's
got,
all right.
yeah, I got a couple. Speaking of 95s, I just got, you know, these.
They're sick. I've never seen those. They're mad.
These
I
are
love
an
pink. I love
ID.
pink.
Yeah, these are an ID.
Oh, are they? Awesome.
Yeah, like Heron Preston is some fucking. I think that's like some fucking fashion thing. I didn't even know about it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? That's some like label like on that same fashion tip that I'm not
Yeah.
really into. Like, they had a special kind of ID option for like 3 days on Nike ID, and you could get. I don't know if you can see, but it's like translucent.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it's like translucent with white mesh underneath. So I just chose like a hot pink with like the royal blue swoosh. It's got the kind of fucking Heron Preston shit there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but these are good. You're wearing the gigs as well because it's like translucent. It just all the shit just rubs straight off.
Yeah,
So you
mad.
rock these to gigs, you just give them a straight wipe after, and they're sweet, you know. But this is probably my most asked about shoe because, like you said, people haven't seen them before, you know.
Nah, they're tough, man.
Yeah, I know. There's only one other person I know who actually got the ID option because yeah, it was only up for 3 days, so heaps of people missed out. But I just like it was a bit more expensive than a regular ID or Nike by You or whatever the fuck it's called nowadays. But
Yeah.
I think these were like two. Like normal IDs are like 280, I think, for a 95 or something. These were like 320 or something. So
Oh,
it
fair
was
enough.
it was 40 on top, and I was like, I can choose all the colors, you know. So I was just like,
Yeah, mad.
yeah. I actually got these as well. Speaking about 96s before these.
They're sick.
Yeah, so I got heaps lucky because you know how these came out a couple of years ago, but they had the fucked air unit. Like the unit was like the
I,
ultra.
I know. I didn't know it was fucked up.
No. So they had the ultra air unit, and then when I bought these off someone, he actually hated the air unit so much he soul swapped it with a 95. So yeah,
Sick.
so this is a 96 with a 95 sold, and it just
Man,
like yeah.
match.
So the dude actually soul swapped it and then had to sell it. So it was like really lucky for me, you know, that he just did that because the only reason I didn't cop these when they last came out was because they had the fucked air unit, you know.
Yeah.
But I just really lucky, and they full did the paint job there as well, kind of like on the 95
Mate,
soul as well.
that looks tough, man.
Yeah, so this guy like went to a lot of effort for the soul swap and the paint and shit, but he had to sell them for whatever reason, so I just skipped them up, whatever, you know. And just these as well. These are kind of like the
Yeah, I
acronym.
seen a photo of those with those on.
Yeah, I just think nowadays it's like there's so many collabos everywhere. You know what I mean? There's like every fucking week there's like a new collabo, and it kind of loses that special.
Feeling.
Like, it's not as
Yeah.
special to me because everyone's got a collabo every week. But I guess it's like when someone does a collabo right and it's fucking mad. It's like probably the best example of it. You know?
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, Presto's just comfy as like it's got like I'm not normally into like zips and shit like you know all this shit, but I don't know. There's just something about this one that I liked, and I actually got these off Matt, who owns Contra, that saw Contra in Brisbane. He used
Yeah.
to work at Laced Brisbane. He actually sold me those for a good price, so shout out to him as well.
No, that's cool, man. That's man. And you told me, are you allowed to talk about the stuff that you've done with Nike on here?
Yeah,
Is that all right?
yeah.
Yeah, all right. I'll let everyone know because I know that was one time when I did ask again, and you're like, "Oh, I can't for a few months because you're doing this project with Nike." So if you want to
Yeah.
elaborate, on my viewers.
Yeah, I was just a bit busy back then. We were just doing a project for Nike, but I've been super fortunate to work with them a couple of times over the years. You know, it was back. Fuck, it was 2000. It must have been 2015 or 2016. That's when they started doing the Air Max Day kind of like activations and stuff locally, and then they wanted to champion the Air Max, the 87, the 90, and the 95 that year, and they picked like one person for each shoe, and there was a massive event on in Sydney. It was like a 3-level event where they just had all sorts of Air Max customization, design shit, and all these like they had like a massive event. And the 87 was Woody from Sneaker Freaker, obviously, legend of the game, OG of the game. Jazz, who I'm pretty sure still works at Nike. Jazz, he has one of the craziest collections ever. But he was the MX 90. I was the MX 95 kind of guy for that year. And there was like a panel talk about shoes and shit like that. So that was when I started working with Nike, like I guess on an official, like before that they'd been sending me shit, you know, they'd send me shoes here and there. But that was the first time I actually worked with them in a more kind of like collaborative, active role, I guess. So that was like, it must be
like a paying job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paying. Must have been 2015 or 2016. And then every Air Max Day after that, I've kind of been involved in some way or another. Like there was one in Melbourne, which I hosted it, MC host type thing, whatever. And then there was the year after that, there was like a workshop with Mini Swoosh in that bar in Melbourne on the rooftop there. I don't know what it's called, but the one with AstroTurf and shit everywhere. Yeah, they had a mad event up there.
So there was an event.
Yeah, so I guess every year I've just worked with them it was a lot closer capacity a couple of years ago, but now it's still here and there. And then this year me and my partner Chris, we did a magazine with our publication. It was like a collaboration with Nike and JD Sports. So like we all three of us kind of worked together. We made like this little magazine that was sent out to all the people who purchased the MX 2090, which was kind of the champion shoe for the for Air Max Day this year. Yeah, so it was cool to work with them and be able to make like, you know, a physical magazine because you don't really see too many of them nowadays.
Yeah, right. No, that's good, man.
It's been awesome working with them over the years in so many different capacities, you know.
And you still keep in contact with the people that you dealt with from them, just on a casual level, like just a friendship sort of.
Yeah. A lot of them have moved actually. Like a lot of the people that I worked with in the early years, they moved to like Portland, you know, to work in the Nike headquarters over there, or they've just moved on roles. But yeah, everything that Nike does, you know, sometimes they'll hit me up just for like, like just to talk about it or to work together. But just as a sneaker fan, it's like cool to be able to do those things in like an official capacity with brands that you kind of like you're buying anyway, you know.
Yeah, that's the best, man. That's sick. That's yeah. When you told me that like ages ago, when you're like, oh, I can't really do it now because I'm doing something with Nike, I was like, fuck, that's an achievement. You know what I mean? Like to be able to work with a brand that you like. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, even if it's like I'm promoting or whatever, you know. But have you worked with JD Sports only once, doing that
No,
magazine or ongoing thing with them?
I've worked with them quite a bit actually. Yeah, they're pretty active with us just because I have friends who work there, but also friends who work kind of for the agency that kind of represents them and stuff like that. So in the early days when they were, seeding different people, like sometimes they hit me up and ask me, oh, who should we get through to seed and stuff like that. I just told them all the usual cuts, 1-4, send me in, like, you know what I mean? Just like
Yeah.
that sort of capacity. But then we've actually helped Nerf played a JD Sports opening last week, so I've worked with them kind of on that front. Just a lot of different things because they're so active. It's pretty easy for me to work with them, especially on the music front because they're so involved. It's just when they're throwing like a store opening or whatever, there's always like something that where we can kind of like add value to the project, I guess. So yeah, worked with them years since they landed, which was like 2 years ago or something, whatever. I don't really remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Shouts to Base Cadet actually once. I remember they were going to do a store opening in Perth, and asked him, I go, if you can, between songs, shout my show out.
Yeah.
And then he goes, yeah, no worries. But he thought I meant tell the people about my show. And he messaged me after it, and he goes, oh, I told the dude that organised it about your stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, to try and get something going. You know what I mean? And then he sent me an email. Shouts out to him. He didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, and I gave it a go. I made a business, but nothing ever happened of it. But yeah, I thought that was a nice thing for him to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the coolest. I love Base Cadet and shout out on that.
Shout out to Ben. Besides being a fucking good DJ, you know what I mean? Like you said, he just does things, just out of the pureness of his heart, or out of his love of hip hop, his love of the culture. A lot of people say that his love of the culture, but Bass is one dude who definitely, lives and breathes it, bro. Like, every single time we go to Perth, him, Shadow, Katana, all the Perth crew, they make us feel at home every single time we tour there. And, Bass is, the one dude who's like one of the most organized dudes in the scene. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I feel it's so good that JD engage him on that level when they do store openings in Perth. Cause he organizes all the DJs, all the set times, all the equipment. He plays the right music, and he's just a good dude. Yeah, like I said, every single time we go to Perth, Base Cadet and the Perth family and the Perth guys definitely look after us.
Have you got any latest pickups lately that you've had, or is it just you haven't bought a shoe in a while?
No, I haven't in a while, to be honest. I actually had a massive clear out of all my stuff in lockdown. I sold like 18 grand worth of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Really? Because all my shit, like.
Just sneakers or well?
Both, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, just because it was like, how do I say it? It was just like all my stuff was, I started collecting in kind of like 06 or 06, 07. All my stuff was getting to that level, like, like I was saying before, of shit looking pretty, it's going to, yeah. So I was like, I got to shift all this shit before it cracks, because once it cracks, the value is going to go way lower, So I was like, yeah, so I shifted pretty much like, it must have been close to 100 pairs over lockdown, over 2 or 2.5 months. I shifted it must have been close to 100 pairs. So I just like kind of wear the shit I have now. Like I said, I wear Pradas fucking more often than Nikes now.
Yeah. Did you ever have a pair of these ones?
I did. The Running Mans.
Yeah.
I fucking had those, bro. They were hard too. Like, they're definite head turners, man. Like, and I like the detail on the tongue. If you look at the tongue, it's got a little parrot.
Yeah, it's sick, man. It's got the picture. I got these off my mate. My mate bought these originally from the outlet for $75.
You're kidding.
I swear to God. And he had them in his drawer for years, right? And then I went to buy another pair off him, and runs I got a heaps of MX off him. I got these ones off him as well, you know.
Yeah.
And he goes, do you want these as well? He goes, I'll throw them in for an extra, like, so I paid 100 for these and then 50 for the other ones.
You paid 100.
I paid $100 for these, yeah.
I'm fucking laughing, mate.
And we didn't know, but he didn't know, right? This is a funny story. He didn't know. Like, he used to have a massive Air Max collection, right? Like, and like he had one pair of 90s worth $3,000, right? He didn't know. He sold like nearly all of them, you know. And I went home, and I swear, like, I think it was 2 days later, he sent me a photo of these on eBay going for like $900. Oh no, for $500. And I was like, "Fuck!" And I said, I was a cook. I'll go, I'll give them back and I'll buy another pair. And he goes, "Shut the fuck up, man." He goes, "They're yours, buy them, but I want you to wear them." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did. And then 3 weeks after that, they were like $900. And I went to sell them once, but I never did. And but these are still wearable, man. Hard. I wore them to a Saintside market not long ago, and there was a guy there with a stall, and he seen them, and he goes, "Fuck!" He goes, "You wearing?" He goes, "You wearing your pair of 95s?" He goes, "How's the soles?" And I took one off, and I let him hold it. And like because I don't know where he had them stashed. Like there was like they were just in the dark, and you know what I mean. So everything's just like. But I'm never gonna sell these, man. I'm gonna wear them until they bust, and then I'll use them as moccasins in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
That's a top 595 for sure. You know, like like unanimously, that's a top 595. Yeah, it's interesting what you said though about like how people are picking up shit at discount, because like especially TNs, you know, because TNs back in the day they were hot, but they weren't hot on like a mainstream level. You know what I mean? They're popular with like graph riders or lads and shit like that.
yes,
Like just so many people, like you see pairs go for $1,000 now. You know, easily.
yeah, I
like,
know. Right?
You see like crazy colors of TNs go for like $1,000, but it's like back then they were hitting discount bin of Foot Locker type fucking prices, you know? So it's crazy. Like even like, you know, the like pink 95s or like purple 95s, Fireberries and shit like that. This was all discount bin shit. And then now crazy because people pay
a lot of money.
People pay $1,000. Like if you go on like TN Talk or whatever that group is, it's like fucking yeah, like grand two for a pair. It's just wild to me, you know, for TNs.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I understand if they're Jordans or something like that, but like I wouldn't pay. Like maybe if I want to touch a lot, I might buy a pair worth $1,000, but I can't do it. It's the tight ass in me. I can't. It's like I can't pay that much money for a pair of sneakers. You know what I mean? It's like unless I wore them in the game, then I'll buy the fucking things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like most of my Jordans that I got, I was lucky, man. Except for 2 pairs. All the rest of Jordans that I got, like Bordeaux 7s from 2010, and I got them off these rich Asian dudes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they were that. Like I mean, these were rich. Like the 7s I got off a dude from Canberra for $120. They go for like $380. But these other pair of Jordan 12s and Jordan 2s I got off an Asian bloke from here. I can't remember his name, man. But shout out to him. Like he rocked up in a brand new Mustang, bro.
Yeah.
Like Reverend. Hanging out the window going like this, like did like that, and he's like jumped out. Hey, man. Yeah, and I'm like, fuck, I can't believe he's selling them so cheap. He goes, brother, he goes, like, and he looked at his car like as if to say, look, they don't mean shit to me. Like, you know what I mean? I got too much. He goes, I just want to, and then he even gave me a discount. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've been lucky with my Jordans. You know what I'm saying? On that I bought them off. You know what I mean? And like, they were cool ads too. And I had my 7s on, and he was like, fuck. He goes, they're sick. Because I had like 8 pairs of those, like since I was young. And it's just like, but I reckon there's a good sneaker community and then there's a shit one. Yeah. Would you agree on that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of cunts that think, you know, you can't love sneakers if you haven't got a pair of fucking Jordans worth $8,000 or something like that, or all this hype beast stuff, or Yeezys. You're not a sneakerhead if you don't like Yeezys, and you know, no disrespect to anyone, you know what I mean. But like, I'm not about that, you know what I mean. Look, if you love sneakers, you love sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest change that's happened. I guess not the biggest change, but in terms of that, it's like, you know, I think as soon as kind of like, you know, Instagram and social media started popping off, it made everyone more trend driven. Do you know what
Yes.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like fashion is always going to be trend driven, but I think like social media and Instagram has just intensified that so much. You know what I mean? So now it's like you said, like if a fucking Yeezy comes out, it's like everyone's like, fuck, all right, I'm going to get that. And then like the next thing that if people see a celebrity wearing something on like an Instagram explore page, like, fuck, all right, I'm going to get that.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I believe in wear what you like. You know, you don't have to, especially for younger people. You know, it's like you don't have to have a Gucci pouch or this and that to be fresh or whatever. You know, fresh comes
Yeah.
from here. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I'm 41, man. You know what I mean? Like, but just like, yeah, you know, the only Gucci thing I have, I pulled this out because I know you got the cowboy hat. That's amazing, by the way. Look,
That wasn't mine. That was a mate's.
oh, was it? I got this. Right?
Yeah.
This is the Gucci thing I got, right? And it's from the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fresh. See, that's fresh.
Yeah.
That is mad. Yeah, I've never seen that.
Yeah. So it's got the thing for people made in Italy. You know what I mean? Like it's that's the only thing I have Gucci. You know what I mean? And I'm honest with my stuff. Like I remember I sold most of my Moschino stuff and. Like I don't hustle or nothing like that, man. And all that stuff I got cheap, so I sold it for what I bought it for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like the thing about it, like if you're gonna wear that stuff and you get it, like I got it off on Afterpay, the Moschino and that, you know, and everyone knows, but then they'll still say, "Fuck, you look fresh in it." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to lie about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if you can't afford that shit, don't buy it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can wear so much other stuff. And look fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, you know, like that's why like you were saying, like it's like the whole Instagram and all this other stuff has made it like so people think, oh, if I can't get it fresh, but that's not it's not true. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you were wearing that Nike in the photo, the Nike overalls.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I would rather have that 10 times than a Gucci piece or something like that. Like those overalls are, you know what I mean, to me. Like, you know, like that's, you're right. Like social media has influenced it, some in a good way, some things, but in another way, it's just like it gets kids tripping like on thinking wrong. You know what I mean? Like you don't need all that stuff. And I'm not dissing people who wear it. I know, man, my mate used to wear Gucci 10 years before.
Yeah.
So many people for it. Now he wears shorts from Target and that.
Yeah.
But he's still got a Rolex. Do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't care. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just feel like even though like, you know, all of us like to sit here and fucking, you know, buy sneakers and buy clothes and shit, I would never want people to like spend out of their bracket. You know what I mean? Like people like, I remember even like back in the day when people used to buy sneakers, yada yada, they'd be like, fuck, well, I guess I got to eat like 2-minute noodles for the next 3 weeks. And it's like, man, why even put yourself in that position? You know what I mean? Like, I love sneakers too. I'm never going to spend to the point where it's like, I can't live properly, you know? And designer thing as well, you know, a lot of people, fuck, you know, they got like $1,000 bag or like a $2,000 fucking jacket, but then it's like, oh, they can't live properly. They can't, you know, do day-to-day things. And it's like, yeah, like I think people should always spend proportionally to how much money they have or how much money they make. You know what I mean? Like if you're making like 6 figures, don't go out and spend, you know, 50 grand on a watch if you can't afford it, you know?
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like for what? For someone to validate you, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you just got to validate yourself. That's how I feel. Like it's sad in a way, you know what I mean? But like, I'm not dissing anyone who wears it. You know what I'm saying? You're wearing it, you know, like wear it because you want to wear it, not because you've seen 10 other people wear it and you think, oh, that's what I have to look like for people to respect me. And it's like, nah, I'll respect you more if you're wearing an Everlast tracksuit you bought from Kmart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because back in the days, a lot of kids don't know, like, man, you had to be a mad cunt to wear Everlast in my area. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was expensive when they started in stores. Like, and you, like, either you were a mad fighter or you were in the streets. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and you wore it, you know? Like, and kids, and now because they sell it at Kmart, people think it's whack or whatever. But how can something be whack when Mike Tyson wore it and Muhammad? Do you know what I mean? That's the way I think. You know what I mean? Like it's like I wear tracksuits from Kmart. I wear jeans from Kmart. I got nice, but why am I gonna wear that when I can just wear these ones and then throw them out in 3 weeks or whatever, or in 3 months, and then just go buy another pair for $15. But always my sneakers are fresh and my jackets and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I always get everything at a discount. I never pay full price because, like you said, I don't make that much money. Do you know what I mean? And like, you know, and I'm not afraid to say it. Everyone knows. Like I can't lie. That's the thing that I hate. I don't like the liars about it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like you said, it's like they're eating 2-minute noodles, but then they're wearing these that they paid on Afterpay, but they're gonna say, "Oh no, I paid cash for it." It's like, come on, man. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I'm saying? But
like, you know, it's so easy to get sucked into, like, you know, sneakers. You know, like it's so easy to get sucked into it and spend heaps of money and this and that. But I just hope everyone's spending their money, you know, proportionately, you know, and spending it wisely, because it's like, like you could have all the freshest shit, but at the end of the day, it's like, fuck, if you got nothing to your name, or you know, you're not living correctly, it's not really that good having like expensive shit. And like you said, man, it just depends on the person and how you wear it, how you wear your shit to be fresh. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean most expensive stuff. You could wear like, you could wear shit from Kmart, you can wear shit from Target, but if you wear it right, then it's just like, and you be yourself. That's it. You know, it sounds corny, but it's just like, if you wear what you want, be yourself, people are gonna respect you more anyway. If like wearing fucking 10 grand on you doesn't really get that much respect. You know, it's just like how you wear it. Yeah. But with that being said, I have like, you know, stuff like as expensive, like, you know, I wear Stone Island and shit like that as well. But
I used to have Stone Island. I got stuff, Paul and Shark and stuff like that. But like that's from the football, I guess. I got that stuff, you know.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like it's all about how you wear it. Like, and I'm not saying you don't go out there and buy expensive shit, but like if you look at someone like Dime, for example, it's like he always wears Stone Island and he always looks so fucking fresh. You know what I mean? Like anytime you see Dime out and he's wearing like CP Company or Stony, it's just like, you know, the way he wears it, it's just like
he lives it, and he gets that from buyers. You know what I mean? All my Paul and Shark and that, he got jackets with heaps. He just gave it to me because he knows I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they're not. I don't consider that. Me and him, we agree. They're not. To me, they're not designer brands. Do you know what I mean? They're expensive, but they're expensive for a reason. It's just like they were made for explorers originally. Those brands, like, do you know what I mean? And then obviously the evolution that they need clothes to wear when they're not exploring and stuff like that. I got a question here. Hold on. What black brands do you support? Well, one. Who's a good friend of mine, Fur King from New Jersey. I just paid cash not long ago to make, he does fur jackets and fur slides. So my partner, when we're going to get married, she always had an idea. Imagine wearing tracksuits at a wedding, you know, a tracksuit wedding. And then when I had him on my show and stuff, and then I was on his show, so he's designing 3 sweatsuits with fur. Obviously, Deborah's one's going to have the fur around the hood and stuff like that. And so we're going to get married in fur tracksuits. You know what I mean? Like sweatsuits, but with fur. Yeah. And then like she's going to have matching fur slides, and her favorite color is green. So that's one black brand that I support.
There's a black brand from Sydney, Saudi Systems. They actually throw parties. They throw hip hop parties, but they started to do clothing and stuff now. They did a collaboration with Street X. They're on Hypebeast as well. So yeah, Saudi Systems from Sydney. That's another black brand that we all support down here.
Go check them out. You know what I mean? What's your top, would you say, 5 favorite shoes of all time for you? Like for you, not that's out or that's just dropped or nothing. What's your personal favorite apart from B Dubs and 95s?
Oh, apart from B Dubs and 95s.
Yeah. Oh, they can be included in the next 3. Yeah. Put another 3. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely B-dubs, 95s, TN3s.
Oh, they're rouse. That's with the plastic on the back, yeah?
Yeah, I'm glad they started bringing them back. Yeah.
Yeah, they're thick.
I think last time they retroed would have been around, it must have been close to a decade ago, but yeah, they're coming back now a lot. So yeah, BWs, 95s, TN3s. I'd probably just be boring and say 87s. And 90s.
87s, I love the 87s, man. I reckon
Yeah.
they're one of the comfortable Air Max as well. Like, they're just the silhouette of those. It's classic. You know what I mean? Like, they're amazing. Like, you know.
The 87s and the 90s are a bit chunkier. I think that's why like a lot of people find them easier to wear. They're not as kind of aggressive in the way they look. You know, they're just a bit more. They're just like, you know, like most people I know when they started wearing Air Max, they started wearing, you know, 87s, 90s first, and they started progressing to like, you know, the more kind of like, you know, obscure Nikes.
Yeah, that's right. No, thank you. Awesome, man. It is Sunday, Kev, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Mm.
I really appreciate it, man. Like taking time out of your staycation, and yeah, and when everything comes and you come to Melbourne the next time, man, we'll definitely have to hook up for a coffee and stuff.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, I hope everyone in Melbourne is staying safe as well. It sounds like, you know, things getting pretty intense down there. But
Yeah,
you know, love to everyone in Melbourne, all the Saints side, Smash Brothers, Posse Shot. You know, every single time, like again, like every single time we go to Melbourne, you know, we get looked after by those boys, and you know, it's just awesome always coming down there. And yeah, we'll definitely link up when
no,
next time we're down.
100%. Thank you, Kev, man. Be well, my brother.
Mad cunt. Thanks, bro.
Later. All right. Shout out to Kev. So the convo got a little bit deep there, but I think it needs to be addressed and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? What up, everyone? Hey, Bridget, what's happening? Max, everyone. Sorry if other people had questions, but we'll be talking there. So pickups now. Pickups. Last week I showed the Adidas that my lovely lady bought for me, and then she also bought Annie a fresh pair of kids Adidas old school style silk trackies. So they're tough. With a jumper. This is sick too. That's tough. And she also got her some new runners for sports. As they call this, the Nipsey Blue, I guess. These are light as. I don't even know what they call. Tensor Run K. Tensor Run K. Yeah. So let's see. Got the mad white sole, got the nice support there. I like this little. So you got the different color stitching on the side. I like that, man. It's a good shoe. Light as. Adidas is light as. Those Star Wars ones I got, I love, unbelievable. I had them on yesterday in the morning. And yes, for anyone that's wondering, these are pajamas. These are pajamas, man. You know what I mean? Got the tuck in with the penny ones in the house. You know what I mean? You gotta have the tuck in. And these are the shoes that my partner bought. These are called NMD R1.V2Js. And these are because she fits in 7 youth. These are hectic, man. I'm gonna show the back foot. I love orange and blue together. The material on these is amazing. Adidas is man, comfort and style with these type of sneakers that they're bringing out. You got the Adidas there. As you can see, I'll go and see the blue and orange. You know what I mean? It's just white on the bottom. It's crazy because Annie stepped on the shoes first day she had them on. So I had to take them home, give them a clean. But like these are light as. These are light as, man. And I got one more to show. I want more to show. This is a pair of mine that I got on special. On special for $40. The classic. The classic. Look at that. You can't, you know. Classics. Just classics, man. Feel it fresh. Amazing. I love this shit. You know, I always wanted the high top. You know, and that's it. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. Thanks to Kev. Also, big shout out to Thurston as well for the episode we done on Thursday. That was the best. That was a blessing. Big shout out to Kev, man, and all of his artists as well that he manages as well. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and everyone stay safe and be safe in this hectic time, and stay blessed. I'm out.